afford to help the other. Two of them toiled all night. Two of them was frustrated together. Two of them watched their neck and were battled. But why they were doing this? The master who made heaven, who made the sea, who at his word, the sea came from nowhere, who even know the location of every sea, not minding their sides, saw them from afar. And he knew that what happened to Esau was about to happen to Peter. Yes. And he decided that this will never happen to Peter. That this will never happen to Peter. So I say to you, what kill your parents will never kill you. So the master started coming. From nowhere, he found his way towards that lake. Now, but there is something that happened. For you to know how we can attract this blessing that we are going today. They say the master began by preaching to a crowd of people at the seashore, and the crowd began to increase. And Jesus was going back. The crowd was coming and was moving back a bit, and the surge was increasing. He was moving back, and the surge was increasing. This is divine providence. And he moved to the point that he found himself at the back of the lake. He will no longer move back again, otherwise he will have problems. So what it means is that two people were in need. Heaven was in need and the earth was in need. Jesus was in need and Peter was in need. So two people were in need. Now but there is one superior person there that when the earth make an effort to supply the need of heaven, then heaven will take a step to satisfy the need.
I hear you, sir. Amen.
Did you hear what I said? All that the heaven needs is the effort of the earth. You can't do anything.
Yes.
How much can you give God now? Just tell me. Like if they say give God 1 million, how much is that? In most cases, especially people like me, if God lead me to ask people to sow seed, I don't beg. Because God is not a beggar. He doesn't even need donation. He's a poor man that actually needs donation. God is a big man, he doesn't need donation. What he asks is a step for you to be blessed. At the side of the Jacob's well, he said to the woman of Samaria, give me a little water to drink. Now here is the water of life. Here is the spring of life. Who said, come, everyone who is thirsty, come, and I will give you water. Now this is the spring of life. Standing by the side of an ordinary woman who only had one little pot, and begged the woman, say, please, give me water to drink. And when he saw that the woman was ready to eat, the woman said, I can give you water, but I'm shocked that a Jew like me is asking a Samaritan to give you water. He now said to them, if you have known the man, amen and amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. He said, if you have known the person asking you for water, you know where we have problems with God. We don't know the person asking us power. When he said to you, serve me, you don't know who is asking you to serve him. You said you don't know, you tell him you don't know the family appointment. When he said to you, give me seed, and he said to you, I have 50,000 that I'm using to wait for my landlord for the end of the month. And he will say to you, if you know who is asking you for, that your landlord is also a tenant to me. That's what we don't know. We don't know. He said to the woman, if you have known, if you have known, now let me tell you, the mystery of business is the ability to recognize when God is about. Did you hear me?
I hear you, sir.
Those who miss this ability miss their blessing.
Yes.
Put for me Genesis chapter 18, verse 2. I've not forgotten where I stopped. I know where I stopped. I'll come back to that place. I'll come back to the book of Luke. Put for me Genesis chapter 18. And let's read verse 1 and verse 2. And the Lord appeared unto him, that's Abraham, in the plain of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. Now look at verse 2. But when Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, he saw 3 men. Now look at the ability. The Lord appeared in verse 1. But when Abraham lifted up, he saw who? 3 men. This is the ability to be blessed. It was the Lord that appeared. But who did he see? 3 men. He would have missed his blessing if he had missed these 3 men. You would not remember his name again. His name would have ended in chapter 18 if he had missed 3 men. And these 3 men appear hungry, tattered and hungry, and beaten by the sun. And they walk as if they are fainting. Amen and amen. Amen. May you recognize when God comes to favor you. Amen. Jesus visited Jerusalem in Luke chapter 19. Leave it here. Leave this one. And it was like the Pope visiting a church. There were palm branches all over the place. They put clothes on the ground and he rode on the court. And Hosanna in the highest was echoing to the heaven. And the Messiah came close to the gate of Jerusalem. Luke 19:41 said he began to cry. And the people were wondering, we have spent so much money to host you. Why are you crying? You're disgracing us. And he began to cry. And he cried and he opened his mouth and began to say, he looked at the Jerusalem, he said, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, 2 times. Whenever Jesus called 2 times in the Bible, it's a sign that he's angry. Peter, Jerusalem. Are you in this church with me?
Yes.
Jerusalem, Jerusalem. He said, oh, I came to clothe you as a mother hen clothes his children. He said, but Jerusalem, you did not allow me.
Sweet sauce.
He said, time is going to come. When you are enemies, you build a cage around you. And he will give you from every corner. He said, because you did not recognize the time of your visitation. I pray for somebody whose hand is lifted. You shall never miss your time of visitation. This is what is important. So in Genesis chapter 18, the Lord appeared. But 3 men came looking hunger, and they are going as if they are hungry people. The Lord appeared to Abraham, but he saw 3 men. He didn't know it was the Trinity. Now, some people say it was an angel, but I have an argument there. Because when these 3 men were speaking, they were not speaking as an angel. When the angel visited Mary, he said to Mary, the Lord sent me. The Lord has done this. But when these 3 men spoke in the house of Abraham, they said, by this time next year, I will visit again. They were talking as one person. Yes. That's the mystery of the Trinity. Now these 3 men were hungry. And Abraham stopped them and said, please, I know you are hungry. And they laughed within them. They said, we are not hungry. Your God is hungry. Amen. Amen. Abraham said, I know you people are hungry. You've worked for a very long time. You are tired. They laugh. They say, we will not work for a very long time. It is you who have been 75 years without a child that you have worked for a long time. You are the one who need help. He said, please, join me into the house. My wife. They said, thank God you mentioned your wife. He said, my wife will prepare food for you. Please, for 1 minute, I know what? They pretended as if they were guests. They said, no, we don't have time for that. He said, please, my Lord, come back and eat. And they went back and sat down. By the time they sat, heaven was concentrated on the house of Abraham. In fact, the face of heaven was straight on the house of Abraham. Then 3 other people bringing all over the world had to be on holiday. Let's wait a minute. So they sat, and the glory of God surrounded the house. And Sarah prepared that wonderful message. I have preached to people, and I said to them, especially these wonderful singers, don't every time people tell us sing a rich or it's not true. God eats. He also eat praises. When they want praises, give him praises. When they want food, give him food. Jesus said in Matthew 25, I was hungry. And you do what? Please complete it. And you do what? You give me food, not prayer, not advice. Did you understand? When I was hungry, you didn't go to Genesis 22 for me. Even though you don't know Bible, you give me food. This is Jesus saying it to. He said, I was hungry. But when I was hungry, you didn't say, we were looking up to God. God revealed to us that this year people will have enough money. You give me food. That is Jesus saying. Now, I said to them, when God is hungry, give him food. For instance, you can hear me from wherever you are. You can watch it. We can screen it. And God is glorified. So when God needs this kind of thing, don't wave your hand to him and watch him. Give him this thing. This is how to feed him. So when they finished feeding these 3 men, they finished eating. The food was wonderful. It was the best. It was the best. And they pick up toothpick. And they were using toothpick like this. And they called Abraham. You know you have a wife. Yes, my Lord. Where is your wife? In the kitchen, washing the plate. And they said, we are going. They said, Abraham, back you were generosity, we are going. He said, but by this time in 9 months, I will return here again. By the time I return, a bird is sleeping. Sarah began to laugh. My Lord, don't talk this kind of thing. From the backyard, Sarah had it. I said, these people seem to be coming from afar. They didn't know about doctor's report in the government. Oh, amen. Sarah said, these people don't understand what we are saying. My Lord, did you tell them how old you are? He said, no, they didn't ask me. Did you tell them I'm 89? He said, they didn't ask me. And he laughed. Did you tell them that your body is dead? Have you seen a 90-year-old woman? Maybe your grandma or great-grandma, if it's 90. I saw one recently. It was in Enugu State where I went to preach. And somebody took me to their house and showed me the mother of the father. And the woman was just sitting, covered only this place. This place was not covered. Looked very wrinkled. There was not even dress again. And the one told me, my grandmother is 90. I look at her closely. As I look at her, the picture of Sarah appeared. So I was seeing 2 90-year-old women. The grandmother, Sarah, grandmother, 90, Sarah, 90. I said, before I used to bless Sarah for laughing when God came. After seeing the grandmother, I said, Sarah, so forgive me for me. Is now I understand. As long as womanhood is concerned, the woman is dead. In fact, there is nothing working against, no system, no system.